Hi guys, you probably didn't suspect this, but this is Pikmin theory. You're like, what's Pikmin? Dang it. Pikmin theory. Okay, I have a big conspiracy about that little game you probably heard of, Pikmin. I will be showing clips from the game and images because I know some of you might want to see little cute Pikmin. See this, and this, and this, and this, and all this. These things are not cute. You're like, what they are? I will explain that in another video. They don't even belong on this planet. If you didn't know, in Pikmin, there's these things called onions. These little robotic things. Isn't it strange? What you find on the planet doesn't have these. They don't pop out of these for some reason. These little Pikmin do. Also, some of them are drawn. I know they're not all images of the game, but look, red, yellow. They don't know really how to make things. They help you, but they don't really do anything. Why are seeds popping out? And why these things particular, are helping Olimar's species? But one thing concerns me. The Pikmin final boss. Pikmin's final boss in the game. You know what it is after you're done beating the normal game? A giant spider creature. Being ruled by who? Louie. My theory is today about Louie particularly. They even say in an explained video, a YouTuber, they bring him back on the ship, not knowing his true intentions. I have a theory that this Olimar co-worker, Louie, is the person that made these Pikmin, is the true villain trying to assassinate Olimar. You know what's strange? I never found any clips of him trying to eat the Pikmin. And all of his character is trying to eat things. Even the whole entry decks at the end of the game tells you that he eats the Bulborbs. Why would he eat the Bulborbs but not the Pikmin? That's not in his character. Unless if he created them, and we know he knows how to pilot and kinda knows technology. You know one thing I find weird? He knows how to hack into it, how to control it, and for some reason wants to kill Olimar. And for some strange reason he's good with tech. Like, he made this. And how did he know specifically which cave this was, and how did he fight through all of those Bulborbs? All of them Bulborbs in the cave, the hardest cave in the game, he just slips right through. Without any Pikmin to help him. And he gets on it, sitting on it. And he's not in danger, he is the danger in the game. Why? Why specifically does he know how to pilot this thing, hack into it, and wants to kill Olimar? My thing is that he's using these for world domination. Not his world, this world. Earth. Then, in the games, it's confirmed that this is Earth after billions and billions of years. Isn't it strange how he doesn't want to eat the Pikmin? For some reason, he doesn't eat them or try to eat them at all. But he knows how to pilot a robotic thing, and for some reason found it in a random cave. Like, if it wasn't if it was him just trying to fight Olimar as normal, he just hates Olimar. But why, how did he specifically know it? Specifically knew where that spider bot is and how to use it. And Louie acts weird, very weird. There's so much evidence to it. He knows how to control and probably made the spider bot because he knows exactly where it is. And for some reason, he doesn't get on Olimar's rocket and left there by himself. And he purposely seems like he purposely looked for it, knowing exactly where it is. And with Nintendo, they have similar designs to things. But it's weird. It seems like he made this. You're like, how does that make these evil? Look at what I told you earlier. The onion. The onion. God damn it. The onion. Doesn't it look familiar to you? The final boss. And what does the Pikmin look very familiar to? That Olimar loves to eat? And how does it know his favorite food looks very similar to the Pikmin? Not just any Pikmin. The red Pikmin. They probably confused him for one of them. And they murder and carry dead bodies in the game. But what? I might have to... Olimar, okay. I might have to look it up without the Pikmin, but his favorite... No, oh my god. Olimar? Oh my god. Okay, you guys probably like this, but... Olimar. You guys are probably tired of this, but And what does the thing do in the bad ending? It rebirths. Something that grows on, Olamar's planet. I can't find an image of it, but just look it up if you actually saw a video of it. But what happens in the bad ending? He gets rebirthed. I don't have an explanation for why there's different colored. And why does Louie kind of have a vengeance for Olimar? But isn't it weird that no one came to his rescue? Isn't that weird? Why did no one try to find Olimar or anything like that? Like them landing on the planet. The one creepy thing the pikmin do that makes them look like monsters. Guys, never seen it. It has a leaf poking out of its head like a pikmin. And for some strange reason, none of the others have a leaf poking out of their head. Yeah, they have things like that, but why? This specifically, why? Isn't it weird that there's tech also kind of replacing bubble orbs or other things, or tech bugs on the planet? Isn't that kind of strange for a nature thing? And for one of the enemy's description, it's like it's forced to fight against its will. It's a normal spider being taken over, but the leaf, it shows that these guys, one, rebirth some of them, but it shows that it still has a little bit of its brain left, showing that it won't leave the cave. Bulbos that live in the caves never leave the caves. But for some reason it has a leaf coming out of its head and chooses to help Olimar. It doesn't go out. It shows its one has been rebirthed into a pikmin against its will. Or two, they're parasites. Isn't it weird that they don't feel any sadness when a pikmin dies? You don't see them cry or you get all mopey. And it's weird. Why would they carry the dead bodies off? Or weirdly, why would this pop out of a dead bulborb? Unless if it's pregnant bulborbs having parasitic guys like these, specifically the reds, or any leaf ones, going into the baby's stomach and hatching in it, making the bulborb against its will. But doesn't fully take over the bulborb, making it still have a little bit of its brain left, not wanting to leave the caves, and that's why it never leaves the caves, or its eyes are sensitive to light. But back to one of the weird things. Why is there so many robots? In the game. I feel bad for these, because they were just babies. Baby bulborbs that their mother ate along. Here. like they have had the seeds. I don't know if the pigmen still existed because, but these things are rebirth plants into these monsters that get consumed by these, thinking that it's a normal plant or just no, thinking pigmen are safe to eat, and the babies are being parasitically attached with this thing on its head, having to follow rules like the pigmen do. And they also have like a hive mind like ants. Isn't it weird that they also all follow the same way and act all the same? Bulbarbs don't seem that harmful. Yeah, but yeah, they attack you and plant people. But it's not its fault, it's just hungry. It's hungry. It just sees you as food, not anything else. The robots attack you, and I don't get why. But there's a lot of robot people too here, or of course. And some of them adapted like the previous owners of the plant, not owners, but some are larvae, giant larvae. See, this is what I meant. Or some are just anteaters, hungry, thinking that, yummy, yummy. But why is there so much placement on robotic? I'll talk about that next time, but Louie, he acts psychopathic. He causes death. He steals. He doesn't try to eat the pigmen and knows how to use advanced technology. That's probably why he was hired, because he knows how to use advanced technology. People think probably Louie's just an idiot, but no, he's not. He's definitely not an idiot. E. I don't know how to spell his name, but for some reason he tries to kill Olimar, because I feel like this is what he's trying to do. Because for some reason they go back for Louie, but no one tried to go for Olimar. Wait a minute. Why? No. No. But he knows how to use an advanced technology can create. Probably created things. But psychopathic doesn't care about anyone. And he only shows up in the sequel. Well, sequel in 2 after you're done doing what you did. Train these little fellows to attack wildlife. He's probably doing this way before Olimar showed up on the planet. Because eventually the robot says, oh, that you should be piecing together what I'm thinking. But these plant things were given life by the onions that Louie made and wanted to use his robots for some evil plan. So he needed someone to train them. He probably knew that the planet would crash because if he created the robot, he had to experience the same thing. But I'm just saying. Also, it's kind of funny with their unpaid workers, but they're kind of slaves a little bit, so yeah, feel bad for them a little bit. But don't feel bad that they're parasites, eating away inside the bulb orbs every time they eat one. You guys are excited for Pikmin 3, I get that, but I'm excited for the lore implications of that. And also, how did they live so long to watch the downfall of their place? Though I don't understand that. But why do these things are trained to attack? And why do they carry the dead bodies? Unless if they're trying to do what I said, be parasites spread like a virus. They're plants that giveth life, that were made to be parasitic slaves to fight for the species that Olimar is. And the robot part, I'll explain next time. But just to watch a video, a YouTube video, so about just a picture. Okay, so
Far, far away, on a planet called Pikmin, lives an everyday salaryman named Olimar, who works a dead-end job as an intergalactic cargo mover. During one of his routine trips out into space, his ship is struck by a meteor, and he is sent plummeting down to planet
also
Earth.
check him out.
But this isn't
Chase
your typical
Kid.
Earth. This is Earth long after humanity has gone extinct, so there's no one around to help. And even if there were, they probably wouldn't be able to see Olimar on account of him only being an inch tall. So
Oh
Olimar
yeah,
searches
there
around the
is
forest for a while and eventually comes across what appears to be a red
in
colored
9
onion.
minutes.
As he approaches the onion, it suddenly comes to life and spits out a bunch of seeds that quickly
That look like his favorite food.
sprout into little
And that's
tiny
probably why they
flower
were
people
terrified
decides
when
to
he
name
ate
Pikmin.
one.
Strangely
They don't
enough,
realize that they are the
instinctively
same
look up to
thing but
Olimar and
alive.
await his guidance. And so, Olimar takes the Pikmin under his wing and makes them fight against the dangerous wild animals of the forest. And boy, are there a lot of them. And they all really, really want to kill Pikmin for some reason. Thankfully,
Okay, that could be explained. That they've seen these things try to kill them and Louie was trying to use them. And also, they're predators of the Pikmin, kind of. They really like plants. They're omnivores. They like plants and meat. They probably see them as a sentient plant that, or plants,
there's more than one type of
but also
Pikmin to
probably
help
eat meat.
Olimar on his journey. Along with the red Pikmin who can survive
And
extreme
also, one
temperatures,
weird
there's
thing,
also the
they
blue
all
Pikmin
have
who can breathe
superpowers.
underwater, and the yellow Pikmin who can jump really high
Why can he
and carry
breathe
bombs.
underwater?
Oh no. Yellow Pikmin, there's a
Okay,
fiery
it's funny.
blowhog right behind you. Oh god, he's got his pick pods in. He can't hear the whistle. Oh god, no. With the Pikmin's help, Olimar manages to recover some of the missing parts.
No, this is what I mean about the
game's
rebirth
ending is determined by the amount of ship parts he
thing,
can collect.
and the bad
Before
ending.
30 days pass and his life support gives out. There's the bad ending where Olimar's ship fails to take off. He dies of oxygen poisoning, and the Pikmin use the onion to reincarnate his body. And then
Also, this means that they're like the bulbarbs, and it doesn't poison them. Or two, they don't need the breeze, and water just kills them because it goes into their systems.
there's the good
It
ending, where
rebirths.
Olimar escapes back to his home planet, finds out that
The
his
actual
company
true
is
ending.
dead, his ship is sold off, and he's immediately sent back to Earth to make more money for his boss.
Oh, you say
Wait,
good
did I
ending?
say good ending?
Pikmin 2.
So Olimar and his new assistant Louie, who is the whole reason they're in debt in the first place, rejoin the
Is that
Pikmin
weird?
and scour the land for more treasure.
that an
But
idiot?
things on Earth are a bit
I've never
different
did this
time
before.
around. Not only are there two new types of Pikmin, but fresh and exciting
Debt.
new enemies like Orange Bulborb, Leaf Bulborb,
Leaf
Fiery
bulborb, I was
Bulborb,
saying,
Airy Bulborb,
has a parasite in it.
and this godforsaken creature. Eventually, our two captains collect enough treasure to pay off the company's debt, and and so they return back to Hocotate. But whoops! Olimar forgot Louie back on Earth. In order to avoid a potential lawsuit, the president decides to accompany Olimar back to
Yeah,
Earth.
but for some reason they saved Louie,
The two manage
not
to weasel
him.
their way down a long
Did
and
Louie
dangerous
not
cave
tell the
system,
boss?
where at the bottom they find Louie perched
Yeah.
atop a giant mechanical spider. But no, he's not in danger, he is the danger. Somehow, Louie descended through the hardest dungeon in the game, all by himself. Frickin' jablocking Bulborbs into oblivion, and hacked into the brain of the game's final boss, which he then commands to attack his former co-workers. Unfortunately for him, Louie underestimated Pikmin power, and his spider gets destroyed,
Right.
as his fellow associates
Also,
aren't fully aware
what's
of
weird?
Louie's true
This guy said his spider. But also, how he got down, he might have used tack, he might have used some of the Pikmin, or the parasitic bubbles.
intentions. They pack his unconscious body back into the ship and bid the Pikmin farewell once again.
And then Pikmin stays.
Due to booming populations, booming hunger, and a basic lack of planning, the planet Kopai is on the brink
For some
of ruin.
reason,
As a last-ditch effort, 3 space explorers are sent to procure food from planet Earth.
there is a theory
However, as they
that
approach the planet,
that
something goes terribly wrong, and their ship explodes,
Obviously.
causing their cosmic drive key to get lost somewhere on the planet, making it impossible for them to leave. On the bright side, there's tons of fruit to collect and just enough unpaid workers to carry them all. As per tradition, there's also 2 new Pikmin species that are so overpowered that you rarely will have a reason to ever want to use the old ones. Meanwhile, Olimar and Louie also land back on Earth for different reasons. Olimar to collect enough treasure to buy back his old ship, and Louie because he wanted free food. After picking up
Also,
the
yeah, he
cosmic
doesn't
drive
eat the
key, Olimar
Pikmin,
chases after a shiny
but he
object,
eats
and
every
ends up getting
Bulborb
kidnapped by,
when he's stuck on the planet.
this thing. It's not trying to hurt Olimar or anything, it just has a crush on him. And really, can you blame it? Like any good space friend, Louie quickly and with no hesitation runs away, and ends up being taken in by the
He doesn't
Kopites,
care.
who believe that Louie is actually Olimar, who they
Why wouldn't
recognize
he use
because
his
he's been
old
leaving his
tech?
Pikmin 3 walkthrough all across the lands for them to collect. Keeping up his tradition of being the worst guy ever, Louie steals the Kopites' entire food supply and runs off into the wilderness, only to be eaten by, this other
It
thing.
means he doesn't
Seriously, who is
explode the
designing these
planet.
Pikmin enemies, and are you okay? The Kopites
Also, I don't think he explored most of the planet.
to get him to reveal the location of the actual Captain Olimar. After collecting enough juice to last them through a nuclear winter, they move on to the final area and confront the strange creature, who proceeds to consume Olimar and transforms into its final form, a slightly scaled up version of its initial form. Using the age-old strategy of just throw a bunch of rocks at your enemy until they give up and leave, the Kopites are victorious and rescue Olimar, who hands over the
Also,
cosmic
why
drive
are
key
some
as a
of them
reward. Our
a
combined
rock?
team of space friends
It's also giving me my rebirthing process. The thing, it gives life to things that don't have life, like the rock.
give a fond farewell to the Pikmin and return back to their respective planets, where the Kopites
Because it's a little rock.
and Olimar manages to buy back his old ship. A happy end. Oh wait, we left Louie behind again. A happy end. But wait, a few questions still remain unanswered. What was the Plasm Raid? Why did it want Olimar's space booty so bad? And how does it all lead to a potential final
Oh yeah,
confrontation
that
in
is coming.
4? Well, put on your tinfoil hats, because we're about to jump into some conspiracy theories. First off, let's analyze what we do know about this sparkling menace. It has a strange fondness for Olimar, and it bears a striking resemblance to the Gulix and the Water Rift, 2 bosses from the previous games. A popular theory in the Pikmin fandom, and yes, we have a fandom, is that these 3 are actually the same
Also,
creature, who
reasons why
has
they
been following
didn't-
Olimar since the very first game. But wait, should
Also, I think the reason why they don't feel sad because they could just make more of them and rebirth.
Shouldn't it be dead since we defeated it in the first two games? Well, as explained by the ship in Pikmin 2, this monster's true form actually lies in another dimension, meaning that destroying its physical form on Earth does nothing but slow it down. In Pikmin 3, not only is it shown to have survived once again, it's also visibly angry at the Copites for taking its precious Olimar away. If that's not enough fuel for your angsty Pikmin fanfics, the best ending to Pikmin 3 leaves with an unnerving question. What caused the Copite ship to randomly explode when it was entering Earth's atmosphere? The answer may lie in the Japanese version of Pikmin 2. Translating the water race name to English, it reads as a combination of amoeba and umibozu. If you're like me and you have no idea what Japanese folklore even is, basically the umibozu is a mythical spirit known to capsize ships at sea. Perhaps the Plasm Wraith is the one bringing space explorers down to Earth. This would explain why almost every single landing on the planet has ended in a failure. Maybe it just wants some friends to play with and is trying to destroy their ships so that they won't be able to leave. Or maybe there's another unexplained reason we have yet to uncover. Is the Plasm Wraith pulling the strings behind the entire Pikmin series? Or am I looking too far into a game about tiny elf creatures with little leaves on their heads? Only time will tell as the story continues and...
He is probably right about that, but I'm right on the money. Close it. Yeah, you demon run. Better get out. I know the true secret. And why can they just be altered? Unless if they were the same thing, just a little bit altered, and why they look so similar. Except the pink and the white, and the flying boy and the rock. Okay guys, bye. Like, subscribe please. Liking and subscribing actually helps us make more videos for you. So it helps you and us save time. It helps us both. You and me, it's okay. You know, good relationship. Okay, bye.